It's the Daily Comedy News with your host, Mark Pires. Join us for breaking headlines and all kinds of comedy shenanigans. Brought to you by The Beat Seat.
I was walking down the road today, looking for another way to ease my mind and help my
Big day. I can't believe I made it this many days in a row.
I look into the windows of the passing car driving next to me.
Woman wins
County
$1 million
open road
lottery
affects us
prize for the
all.
second time.
So many perfect ways to
What
spend your
happened there?
day.
How do you win the lottery twice in 2 weeks? $1 million. I went to $1 million. Let's see what happened here. Now that Christine J. Wilson, now a millionaire. I've been here 1,950 days in a row. I like doing it. What are you talking about? This Massachusetts woman. Christine Wilson of Attleboro recently claimed a $1 million jackpot. Look at that. She's this one. She's like, oh, yay! I knew it. This one, she's like, I knew I could do it. She's got that cocky attitude in the second photo, right? I mean, you're watching, you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I didn't win $1 million, but she's all like, I know how to do it every 2 weeks now. That's stupid. This is join us on YouTube if you want to see this guy put this news story over my shoulder. Green screen. We have an awesome green screen back, and everything we do is green screen. That's like 1,950 days in a row. So if you want to support the longest running daily variety show on earth, please head over here. I'm doing another show tonight at 10 p.m. where we're taking out this guitar and my new mandolin that I just built that will be completely done by then. And we're rocking the freaking
Lying in the field under the sun.
Let's see what she did with her.
There's something to live for. There's something to die for. Yeah.
Basically, on May 1st, Martin's $1 million prize she won in 10 weeks. Wilson's latest winnings came from her next cash $10 instant ticket. Before she goes to the other side, or something. Christine Devil's she don't government takes 6%. Anyway, let's see. The scratch game involves matching any of the players' numbers at all times, including number.
Something to
Wilson
live
purchased
for.
winning her next cash ticket at Venmo.
Something to die
You're gonna get a
for.
lot of
Oh, give me more.
She claimed her first $1 million prize after winning.
So many perfect ways to spend your days. It hit me. Oh, wow. There's something to live for. There's something to die for.
She got that with 30 Chelsea shows. When she won her first prize, Wilson said she would use some of the money for an SUV.
Something to live for.
Ross wants to give you guys a 1950 days in a row.
Woohoo!
That was a good one, Zabrowsk. Oh, goodness. You brought it today, buddy. 1950 days in a row, he brings us a good woo-hoo to start the show. As with her first jackpot in February, her latest win, Wilson opted to cash payout option of $650K before taxes. And it's not just Wilson who is reaping the rewards of her latest jackpot. Again, guys, she's moving it in. She's helping. She's like, I like this family food mart. The family food mart that sold her the ticket will receive a $10K bonus. So you're now thinking about going and buying a family food mart. I know it. Just so you can maybe get the $10K bonus when somebody like Christine comes in for her 9th time to win $1 million, right? Because by the time you get the cash together to get the family food mart, you get locked in. You got all the stock. You're in now. They're bringing all the food in the back, and then she comes in. You got the $10K bonus. It was worth it though. All that work. Wilson joins other lucky folks who have won a lottery jackpot twice in the same year. In February, Michigan man won a $110,000 prize by playing the state's Fantasy 5 double play drawing. I don't know if you guys know that one. 6 months earlier, the man had also netted $110K via the same game. Did he win again? That's what I want to know. I mean, okay, great. You did it back in 2000. What about recently? Is he on to number 3, 4, 5? Where are we at? Meanwhile, in October 2023, Jennifer Minton of Gloucester, Virginia, won $50K playing the state's Safari Quest online game. A week later, she won $1 million. That's solid. In March of that same year, a couple from Australia scored two $1 million prizes on separate tickets in the same drawing. How are you doing over there? How do you do a freaking, hold on. Oi, no, I didn't get the number. But then you did, and you looked again. Oh, I double-checked. Look at that crocky. Look at that crikey. Like, you know, they're doing it Australia style. $1 million. They said, I can't believe this happened to us. And then they put that in the Australian Times. That's a quote right there. I don't even know if anything's winning right now. Starry night in the house. Oh, my goodness. That's interesting. So 6 minutes of me talking to myself because that microphone's way up there. Thank you, Starry Night, for letting me know. Difficult to hear me. I'm going to go back and do the whole freaking show. We're going to the top. Gotta go back to the top of the story on this one, guys. Day 1950 in a row. Gosh almighty. Got to get in here and chop off that first 6 minutes or just go and what I have to do is actually, I've done this before because this happened once before, is take that audio and just freaking lift it by 1,000%. So all of a sudden you hear like the birds outside dropping deuces. But you hear every word, at least. Anyway, guys, back to the top. If you're just joining me now, my name is Mark Pires. I'm the host of the longest-running daily variety show on Earth. Today is day 1950 in a row. That's 1,950 days in a row, and that's a lot of days. So if you do me a favor, join us on YouTube. Subscribe, turn on all notifications. I'm live again tonight, 10 p.m. We're rocking out. I built a mandolin. I'm going to be dropping that story. I filmed it all. It's a lot of footage. Then I have to do what I did last time with the amp. And you'll see me build this whole thing out from beginning to end. Never built a mandolin before. It's basically done. I have the tailpiece drying right now. I just have to put that together and then put the strings back on. Anyway, guys, Massachusetts woman. She wins her second $1 million lottery prize in 10 weeks. Did the story 3 minutes ago. I guess we're doing it again. This Massachusetts woman won big. Twice, guys. Twice. Christine Wilson of Attleboro, Massachusetts, recently claimed a $1 million jackpot. The Massachusetts State Lottery announced on Wednesday, May 1st. Amazingly, it's marked the second $1 million prize she'd won in 10 weeks. Wilson's latest winnings come from playing the 100x cash $10 instant game. The scratch game involves matching any of the player's numbers or bonus numbers to a winning number. You guys know that one. You're like, I made $2, you know, after you just spent 50. So she won big, though, guys. The scratch game involves her doing it. Wilson purchased the winning 100x cash ticket at the Family Food Mart in Mansfield. In February, Wilson claimed her first $1 million lottery after playing Lifetime Millions. It's a $50 instant game. She bought the ticket at a Discount Liquors. They're getting some Pabst, you know. You know she had to get ready for the weekend, and then she's like, you know, can I just get one of those $50 instant tickets over there? The Lifetime Millions, please. No, the Lifetime Millions. Thank you. Then she got it, and she scratched it right in front of him. Wait a second. I think I got it. Another one. And another one. 100x. She's a millionaire. She bought that at 30 Chauncey Street in Mansfield. If you guys want to go down and get some of that good luck, you know, rub it off onto you, you go buy a $50 instant, you know. You should. I mean, I'll go down there with you. We'll meet there. We'll do a story on it. I'm here with Philip. I'm here with Vito. He's buying a ticket at $50 here at Chauncey Street in Mansfield. Chauncey, Vito, tell us, do you think you're going to win big? Salvador came out too.
When she won her first prize, Wilson said she would use some of the money to buy an SUV. She now plans to put her new winnings towards savings. That's a freaking heck of a lot of savings to start with, lady. Do it. As with the first jackpot in February, her latest win, Wilson opted to take the cash payout option of $650K before taxes. And it's not just Wilson who's reaping the right? It's not just Wilson reaping the rewards of this latest jackpot. The Family Food Mart. The Family Food Mart that sold her the ticket will receive a $10,000 bonus. Guys, I know you're thinking about it. Let's go buy a Family Food Mart together. We'll put our money in. We stock it up. We spend the millions, get it in there. All of a sudden, we're up and running. Someone gets their ticket. We get a $10K bonus. It's all worth it, right? Plus, you own a Family Food Mart. Guys, just think about the big picture here. Partners, 30, 70, 30, 70, 60, 30, 60, and then let's give 10% to me as well. You know, so it's 30, 70 really, but it's like a donation from you to me, the 10. Just because I had the idea. 10K bonus idea. That was what gave, the extra 10% to me. It was a brilliant idea. We got it once in 2072. Someone won the lottery. We won a 10K bonus. In February, a Michigan man won a $110,000 prize by playing the state's Fantasy 5 double play drawing. You guys are on that one, right? 6 months earlier, the man also netted $110K via the same game. Meanwhile, in October 2023, Jennifer Minton of Gloucester, Virginia, won $50,000 playing the state's Safari Quest online game. A week later, she won again, netting a $1 million prize. Guys, these people are killing it. Listen, here's the motto. If you win, go freaking play again for at least 2 weeks, okay? And in March of the same year, a couple from Australia scored two $1 million prizes on separate tickets in the same drawing. People, can you believe that? It was in Australia too, I can't believe this happened to us. Crikey, right? Oi, noi, I didn't win. Angela, did you win? Oh, I did. Hey, Philip, check it out. They're looking together at the numbers. Wait a minute. Oh, crikey, I got it. Wait, no, I got it. And then all of a sudden they're together doing it. Million. They walked in there together. They're like, we've got 2 tickets. I'm the worst Australian, but it's, I got to get Bradley on. Bradley can give me some tips, Oi, noi. That's the only one I can say all right, because someone said, all I have to say is oi, noi. Oi, noi. And then all of a sudden you're off to the races if you do that. You're like, oi, noi. I saw croaky. Oi, noi. I'm going to run from that salamander. Right? And all of a sudden you're into it. You're on it. In the Outback. I'm going to Outback. They got a heck of a steak. Everybody's like, oh, I go there for the Fosters. I don't even think they carry Fosters anymore. It's a crap beer. Actually, I don't know if it is. I don't drink beer. Anyway, guys, can we get back to the news? It's day 1950 in a row. Magoo. So, guys, people are winning it. The Australian couple, they both got $1 million. They kept it in separate accounts, That's how they do in Australia. So, remember Gloucester, Virginia? She did $50K, and she's like, yeah, I'm just going to keep going. $1 million later, that's profit, So, that happened. Anyway, that was the first story of the day. By the way, can I just point out how this woman here, and I talked about this at the beginning, you missed the entire thing. This one, she's kind of like, yeah, look, a little smug, but not really. She's like, I won $1 million. This one, she's like, yeah, I know how to game the system now. Look at that, right? She's got a cocky look in those eyes. She's like, I'm going to come back again in 2 weeks and get another $1 million. Just because you won it twice, lady, doesn't mean you can come here with that cocky look on your face. Like, I'm a lotto master. You figured it out, didn't you? The algo? When she figured out the algorithm, made the second $1 million. But that look, I did it. I'm going to come back next week and do a third. $2 million. Happy, cocky, right? Just telling you how it is, guys. You see it. Anyway, what else do we have here? Anything worth a vial? We're not doing anything political, as you know. Two boater scene. We did a freaking hilarious bit about these. I think this is Matt Rife. We're going to cut the bit. I'll drop it for you. Pretty sure it's Matt Rife. Let me see. Hold on. Umpire ejects White Sox coach has hilarious response. Let's see. I like hilarious responses. Don't you? 1950 days in a row, we want hilarious.
Park, the kids are staying for the game. It's one of those perfect afternoons where the kids can enjoy
That's
some fun at the
Kepler
ballpark.
at the play.
There, little controversy between James
Look
Hoy
at this
and
guy. He's like totally not
somebody
happy.
in the dugout.
And somebody just got thrown out. James Hoy not having it here in this first inning. And somebody in the White Sox dugout got tossed.
And we'll do that at any time.
That is Drew Butera.
Yep. Given the heave-ho.
Butera's the guy who works with the catchers.
Good thing about it is he gets to watch us today.
Is that it? There's no. What's hilarious about that?
That's right. We're celebrating the Fanatic's
I didn't see
birthday
anything
and the
hilarious.
finale of this.
You know, that's the stuff that pisses me off. You know what I mean? When you do it and you put on, because they give you umpire ejects White Sox coach has hilarious response. What was hilarious? The guy freaking walked off the field. I thought he was going to come out there and start throwing like Gatorade. I wanted to see a Gatorade throwing response. You know, or he took the bats and throws all the bats on the field. Oh, by the ball, you know, he's flipping out, throwing his hat at the umpire, kicking the dirt at the umpire. That's what I want to see when you say hilarious response to being kicked out. Where's the hilarious response? I had to give it to you because they didn't give it to us, you know. I want to see the bats all over the field. He grabs every freaking bat. Even the one out of the guy he's in the batter's box. He's sitting there. He just grabs the freaking thing and starts throwing it. I want that. I want one in the right field. That's what I want. That's when you say, don't give us that freaking line right here, you know? They always grab you with the stupid title that doesn't make sense at all. There was nothing hilarious about that response. I'm sorry. 41 apex predators that eat venomous snakes released in North Florida. What in the freaking hell? Apex predators. So what are we putting out? Like Tyrannosaurus Rex into the, you know, let's just put them out there into the, to get the wildlife here and the keystone. Our keystone. What is it? Wildlife experts say what? Gotta figure out what the hell this is. Alligator Alley. Something like that. A tall grass in North Florida, unbothered by the long, slithering apex predator species in their hands. This researchers at the Apalachicola Bluffs and Ravines Preserve on April 30th to deposit 41 of those creatures back into nature. Well, what the freaking are the creatures? They don't even say what the creatures are. They're eastern indigo snakes, guys. You ready for one? The longest snake species in the U.S., they're playing a vital role in the circle of life here, according to James Boggin Jr., the director of Central Florida Zoo's Orion Center for Indigo Conservation. Boggin said he feels a touch of pride at the 8th annual reintroduction of the species, the most of one so far, according to the release from Central Florida Zoo. Look at this guy. Let's go check him out. He's just pumped. He is pumped to be putting snakes out. I don't want to, come on. Facebook is a bunch of dicks, right? There he is. Look at him. I like my indigo snake. This guy's like 10 years from being Michael Douglas in that movie where he walks around with the gun just like killing everybody. Remember that? I'm having a really bad day. Oh, goodness. He's got the same hairdo. If you got to head over to YouTube to see this, guys. Just hit the link in my bio. Live 1,950 days in a row. That's not a joke. That's not a, come on, that's serious. 1,950 days in a row live. If you just found me for the first time, please don't miss the run to 2,000 days in a row. We are 50 days from 2,000 days in a row live. Nobody's ever done what I'm doing right now, which is to show up without a script and just have some fun with you, write some music, hang out. I invented the only drum in the world for guitar players. It's called the beat seat. You sit on it, you kick it while you play your guitar. It sounds like a drum kit. Or if you don't have your guitar in your hand, it's the only drum in the world. You could sit upright and play with your hands and your feet at the same time. No pedals needed. It's just the box. And it is amazing. I have a patent on it. You can pick it up at beatseat.rocks. Back to the news, but make sure you subscribe to YouTube because the music tonight is going to be freaking fire. I just built a mandolin that I'm going to be putting the strings on, and we will be rocking that out tonight, I hope. Fingers crossed. Never built a mandolin before, but I never built an amplifier, and I built that last week. I have all this stuff up on my YouTube channel. It's also on my other channel called Mark Has Wood. Bang, you know? So make sure you subscribe to both those channels. Anyway, back to the guy over here is Michael Douglas in the movie where he wants to shoot everybody for just cutting him in line and not telling him to wait for a sandwich or whatever the hell it was. Anyway, indigo snakes, they balance the now rare ecosystem, eating venomous and non-venomous snakes as well as other wildlife. The federally threatened snake disappeared from the Apalachicola. How do you freaking say that? Apalachicola. There we go. The Apalachicola Bluffs and Ravines Preserve after 1982. But scientists have reintroduction efforts since 2017, good for both the snake species and the ecosystem as a whole, guys. Everybody's doing well because of it, except Timmy, if he's going in the backyard and he's like, what's that little worm? Picks up the worm / indigo snake on the neck. We've seen it. I'm sorry. I was at the ER that day when they had the case. Central Florida Zoo bred the 2-year-old snakes for release, but a victory came in 2023 when conservationists discovered wild eastern indigo snakes that weren't bred by the zoo. This year, the particularly special because we actually found 2 hatchlings of these preserved last survey season. We were just like, oh, look at that. There's some freaking indigo snakes over there. We went and got them. We took them. We brought them in. We fed them. Little Timmy. We didn't like Timmy anyway, you know. Snakes typically reach 5 to 7 feet in length, but can grow to more than 8 feet long, making them the longest snake species native in the North America. Can I tell you guys a freaking crazy one? All right. I'm a realtor. That's what I do when I'm not here trying to entertain you guys. And one day I'm driving through Greenwich, Connecticut, and on my way, I see what looks to me like I thought somebody threw like a tire in the road. I mean, it's like the weirdest thing. It looked like it was a tire in the road. And I just kind of swerved around. As I swerved around, I see a freaking head pop up. It was like, they're called like rat snakes or something like that. Black rat snakes or something like this. This thing was freaking massive. It was longer than 7 feet, 8 feet. This thing was ridiculous. It was in a coil. It looked like a freaking tire. The thing went, and as I stopped, I went to reverse to take a video of it because I was like, what in the freaking hell? And the thing just swiveled right off into the woods on the side there. And I'm like, what in the hell? And then I realized where I am. I'm in the middle of the woods in the middle of Connecticut. And it's like when you drive into some of the backwoods, backcountry areas of, down in Fairfield, Connecticut, even Fairfield County, Connecticut, you could get into some areas. There's no street lights, and you're on these windy roads where kind of, the animals take over on those windy roads, especially in Greenwich, Connecticut. You're looking at a lot of those roads that are just kind of like, zoop, zoop, zoop. And this thing was just sitting there coiled. And I was like, I drove by it after my appointment. I was like, I hope that thing is just kind of there. I want to get a video of it. Never saw it. But that was crazy. That was one of the craziest snake stories I've ever seen, just because I was like, I don't even know what I would have done if I just was trying to see if I could get a video. But I was like, I want to see that thing. It was so freaky. I just don't want to get near it. But I just want to, from my car, just take a video and just don't jump up at me, your stupid snake face. Starry Night in the house, Macburger here. Let's see who's here. Yeah, it's been Starry Night. I'm so thankful that Starry Night let me know my vocals were off. BDP in the house, my friend. Helen Gale Townsend is here with me. You guys are awesome. Guys, if you could do me a favor and share. It's the 1950th day in a row of the show. Let's get back to it. I just wanted to tell you that little side story about the snake deal. Anybody have? Oh, I have one more snake thing. I was showing a property in, this was Wilton, Connecticut. And as I'm going into what's like a secondary building, which is kind of like a barn. Yeah, it was like a barn with an under garage. And I'm walking in and I look down to the right by the brick, and I see in the wall like scales. And I go, holy freaking cow, I think that's a snake. And as I look closer, I got video of this. I got to find that one. I posted it on TikTok, actually. I don't know if it got views, but it's from like 4 years ago. And it's one of my first videos, I would imagine, on TikTok, if somebody wants to find it and share it here or share it with me. But you go down and you see on the wall this like scale. So I grab a little stick and I just kind of tap the wall, and this freaking snake comes out. It was like a baby snake. Like when I say baby, it was like 2 feet long, not like 4 feet long. It's like maybe it was about this long, but it was a copperhead. And I'm like, we have copperheads in Connecticut? Like what are we doing here, you know? And then I looked and it's like, yeah, you have copperheads, but you also have Connecticut freaking rattlesnakes. They're called timber rattlesnakes, timber something like this. And then we have them in Connecticut. And I'm like, what in the freaking hell? Because sometimes I'm out there and I'm cutting wood, you know? Mark has wood. I don't want to be getting bit by a freaking rattler. Rattlesnakes, copperheads. We're just going to look real quick so you can see. Poisonous snakes in Connecticut. 2. I told you that there's 2. Let's see. There are only 2, guys. The northern copperhead, which is the freaking thing I have seen. Okay, I wonder if I can get to... Let's go to TikTok and see if we can pull this up myself. I'm going to have to look back a while to find this mofo. Let's see. We're going to look for it, though. I thought I'd already logged in. Dang it. I got to use the QR code thing. All right, let me try something, guys. Give me a minute. Oh, I can't while I'm live. Dang it. All right, we're going to just have to pass in this for now. All right, shush up with your crap voice. I'm just joking. She has a beautiful voice.
Let the good times roll. Let the good times roll.
So these are the other snakes here. This is the other guy you got to be careful of. Look at that. That's a timber rattlesnake. Look at that. Good rattle. Let the good times roll. Yeah.
Let the good times roll. Let the good times roll.
Oh, gosh almighty. I'm working on that one. I'm trying to find this one. I don't even know which day this was.
Tomorrow's a new day.
This is fire. Anyway, back to the news. Who's ready for some music later? What, Mac? Are you serious, Mac? I stay off the scene in the grid, to be completely honest. Modoc, rough stock, my brother. Ellen Gale. I hope that's not the case. If it is, that's sad. Very sad. It's funny at I haven't seen him in a while. He used to pop in, but I definitely haven't seen him in a bit. Hope all is well with him. If he is gone, sending a piece that way. Yeah, I was thinking about it. In general, I've been here for 1950 days in a row, but I do I'm off the grid besides when I show up here for you guys. So it's like I I've made some pretty good friends here along the way. Some amazing friends, actually. People like Mark Wages, and all of the people that are here every day are like family to me. You know, they're like just awesome. They're here. They're with me. But also some cool streamers along the way. Some cool personalities, but not enough, to be completely honest. This has kind of just been like, I mean, I'm in a room by myself for 1950 days in a row, and I just kind of like do whatever the heck I think is funny or fun, and I write whatever music I think is good. I don't know. I don't know what anybody's music is because I haven't listened to anybody's music in 20 years, so I just create. And within all of this, I realized that like you could either like it or hate it. It doesn't really matter because I'm just expressing myself, which is kind of like the most important thing we can do for ourselves. And within that, I feel like there's a lot of great stuff because when you love what you do, good stuff comes out of it, you know? And so with the music, for example, I remember someone saying when you do something for 10,000 hours, you master it. And then I have to think, I've been here for 1,950 days in a row, and every single day I play music for an hour, and some days I was live for 4 or 5 hours, and even more. But if we go back over the last 1,950 days in a row, I've probably played 20 or 30,000 hours of music. And within that, the stuff that's happening now, and this is just me, and not being cocky, but me just saying what I just told you about doing something for 10,000 hours. The music I'm creating now is unlike anybody else on earth. There's never been music like I'm creating. And it's only because I've put myself in a room by myself and shut off myself from the world to everything. What other people are doing, the news of the day, the TV, which I call the negatube, and I just create in the moment. And I'm here in this moment because I do believe it's the only moment that exists. And we continue to try to chase this moment, and we're constantly held back by the past or the future, which we hope will come true, and most of it doesn't. And we actually miss this moment while we're doing all of this thinking. And so what I do here, what my goal is when I'm here, is to just break away from it all. Now I know as soon as this is done, I got to run to my office. I got to start making 50 phone calls. I just switched offices. I'm at a new firm. I'm a real estate agent. That's how I make money. I've never made any money doing this show. So I do this just for what I just told you. It's for the peace of mind and for this journey, I guess, of art. Like, to me, this is the most artistic show on the internet. I have no script. Every day I show up and I read the comedy news my own way. I take a guitar out and I play songs that never existed in the history of time based on words you throw out on the screen. I played it on a drum that I invented and patented, meaning that no one else on earth has this drum unless they bought it from me. So you're watching something that is so authentic and unique, whether you like it or not. It is happening live in the moment every single time I'm on the air. And so I love that. I think it's something beautiful, but I do miss a lot when all that crazy creation is going on. Because when I'm here for that hour, like even now, this is a good show for the first part. I have to clean up that audio because the comedy was so funny with that lady with the lottery, and I lost it all. I have to maybe see if I can bring the volume of that mic. But anyway, I have to take this at some point and cut all these little pieces out and drop them, you know? I don't have the time for that. I have so many songs I have to get back and do it. So when I'm selling real estate, I'm focused on making my phone calls. If I get a couple minutes in between taking care of my kids, driving my kids to going to see my kids' events, or whatever the heck's going on in my life, I'm taking a piece of content that I created on this show and trying to bring it to you. So I'm like, I got to go in there and edit this song from 35 minutes down to 6 minutes, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting there and I'm listening while I'm taking my daughter to a practice. I'm cutting pieces. And then like, I'm just trying to get something done for you so I could try to release one piece of content a day on top of going live every day twice. And it's impossible because the reality is, if I had a team of people who could edit for me, this would be amazing. I could just create and then just have people cut everything and I wouldn't miss all of it. I miss it all. I really drop what I can, but I miss it all. Like at the end of the day, if you go back, if someone who's standing above this all and was like, oh, you know what? Oh, there was some really powerful motivational stuff Mark said tonight. It's gone. It's there in time, but I don't have time to go and cut the powerful motivational stuff because I'm trying to cut the piece of comedy. I'm trying to cut the new song. So all that other stuff gets totally thrown to the wayside. And throughout the show, if you go back, there's been this roller coaster where there was a period of time where it was all motivation and inspiration. And then it was comedy. Dick Face arrived. And all of a sudden I'm like doing this whole thing where now it's getting risque. I wanted to bring in comedy to bring people who are interested in comedy into the positivity side of things. And together we morph something unique. And then all of a sudden I got into my voices and bringing in the Donald Trump show. And then I did every single game show that you could think of has been done on this platform. And I just kept going. I did a movie. I'm like, I always wanted to do a feature film. So I shot a feature film live here on the show called Batmark versus Supermark. It was the most exciting thing in the world. And I'm like, wow, I finished a film? And then I was like, okay, I got to release that now. It took me about 2 months to get that edited. I never edited a movie before. I got that 4 or 5 hours of content down to 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's a full feature film. I'm like, oh my goodness, I did a feature film. Let's just do another one. And so we did that and did 10 feature films. Now, they probably all crap, except for the Batmark versus Supermark. I think that's really creative. And Back to the Future Mark, I think, is very creative. But there's a lot of fluff I wish I could go back and edit all out. They don't have to be 1.5 hours, Mark. Just make them funny the whole way. And just cut out all the other crap and just make it funny. And the thing is, when you're improvising an entire movie, there's a bit of pride that comes in. We're like, man, I'm not cutting any of that. Like, the whole thing happened live. How am I supposed to cut out the little ums or the little thing where I go freaking, or I say freaking a lot when I'm doing my movies, which I'm trying not to do that anymore because I don't like it. It's a crutch. When you're saying freaking, it's because you're trying to find the word that you want to say. And it's like, people do that in many different ways. I notice people have, when they do that, they have their specific crutches. Is one of them. But anyway, that's my thought process behind this. Is to continue to show up here as long as I possibly can and show up in the moment, allow something unique to take place. It could be horrendously horrible. It could. It could be amazing. It could be okay, but it's going to be, and it's going to happen, and I'm going to allow. I'm not going to command it to go in any direction. That's why I could be doing this and all of a sudden just grab the guitar and start playing because I never know what I'm going to do next. And that's what I love about this program, is that it is the moment. And the moment is all that is. And when we get into this moment, just content comes to the freaking surface, man. Woo! It's unbelievable. We get crazy songs to just hit us. Like, this was last night. Want to lay this down. Little morning 1950 jam. Just to, again, getting back to what we're here to do, which is whatever the freaking heck I feel like doing in the moment. Oh, thank you, Helen. I just broke into something weird there, at the end. Guys, so we're here 1950 days in a row. Thank you so much for being here. The first 6 minutes of the show, I'm sorry. If you could somehow amplify the audio, you should, because it was awesome. But I tried to recreate a little bit of it when I did the story again, but it was not as good as the first time. Definitely not. It was a great run. But the rest of the show was solid. And again, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for continuing to support me for 1950 days in a row. You guys, we are on this journey together. All these things that happen are things that we could actually reflect on. When I play a new piece of content that's something you were here for, you'd be like, oh my goodness, I was here when that was created. There's so many awesome moments like that that happen here on a daily. So just want to thank you guys for being here. Trish Killian, BDP, Helen Gale Townsend, Modoc Roughstock, all of you that aren't here right now that maybe catch this, the Whartons of the world, everybody else. Highly Combustibles kicking it with me. Oh, thank you. Highly said, I have nothing but respect for the grind that you're on, Mark. Trying to bring people together and offer them positivity and love, so much more wholesome than the divisive garbage content on TV. Thank you, my friend. I'm so glad you actually see what exactly the essence of this show is, because it's exactly that. It's to try to bring us together and offer a place for positivity, love, and live music, some comedy. And the fact that you found me means a lot. Hopefully that we can get more people just like you who are looking for that same safe space. We have it here twice a day for as long as I can do it. I mean, honestly, I've been saying this for a while, and I just kind of hope there's still 50 days left. But I kind of had this like set in stone thing where at 2,000 days in a row, I probably stop the daily thing. It's just not good for my soul. I mean, if I can't get anywhere with this, it's not good for my business. All I do is make money as a real estate agent, and doing this. It's day 1951 in a row, 1952 in a row. Everybody thinks I make money, and I don't. And they forget about me when they buy real estate, and I can't have that. I got to have them remember me. If I can't make money at this, I have to have people think of me when they need to buy and sell real estate. So a shift has to take place at 2,000, unless in the next 50 days somehow people can break through this insanity of 5 years plus in a row of suppression. But I just can't. Unfortunately, I've tried to shift away from all politics because I think that's what got me completely suppressed. But I don't talk about politics anymore, and they call me harmful, and they affirmed it. I was like, what? Wait a second. No, please review my channel. Like, no, you're a harmful channel. And I'm like, what the freaking hell? I said, this show's called MarkinsPires. The motto of the show is to effect a positive change one person at a time. So this is all comedy and music. It's satirical comedy. No, you're harmful. Oh, so that happened, and now I'm just kind of here, and even that was taken away from me. So I had these little bits of like a little bit of ad money that I was making. It was very little, not a lot at all, guys. And then that was taken away, and then TikTok did the same thing. So it's like they have this goal to get rid of me, and they've been trying for almost 2,000 days in a row, but they're successful. They've been very successful at it, and everything that is good comes to an end. And the streak will come to an end, unfortunately, not by my hand. It will be because of them. I can't. I mean, I just can't do this for free, guys. I can't. I have 3 kids. I have a wife, and I have a kid who's in prep school. I'm a realtor. Then I make money that way. So I've tried everything possible to put out as much love and positivity in live music. And the music I'm doing here, I think, is transformative. But if people can't find it to a point where I can get sponsors for companies, like, hey, I want you to read a live ad for me. You're on the air anyway every day. Read this about my company. Here's X amount of marketing dollars to do this all year long. That type of stuff. If I can never get to that, then this is like, okay, it's a hobby, clearly, I know, but the streak doesn't have to be. It's just I do the show. You know what I mean? Just be like, I come on once a week or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Trish said, do what you have to do. I just hope it includes us a few days a week. Yeah, it definitely will. And that's the thing, is it's just going to be a different thing. It won't be every single day, and maybe that will be where people are more interested and they want to come and see me because I haven't been on every day. But I think this goes back to what my brother said, and he's going to win. But he said, nobody wants to see you every day. You can't go every day. Do it once a week. He said that at the very beginning. I said, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to go every day, and we're going to do something here. And I'm going to go every day for the rest of my life if I have to. And he was like, yeah, right. I mean, 1,950 days in a row, at least I could say I did that. But we got 50 more days. You never know. Maybe Elon Musk decides to share something of mine. And people do see it, and they start to show up on a daily basis. So we can get a couple hundred to a couple thousand people here on a daily basis watching each of my shows. That would be a whole different thing. Then I could be like, look, I'm not playing to 50 people a day, 100 people a day after 1,900 days, 2,000 days in a row. I've seen nothing but all the people that I know who started channels after me, around the same time as me, all have done very well to grow their channels and have people when they're live. Like they have people always in the, like 50 to 100 people when they're live. I've never seen that, ever. And that's crazy. for me to keep going when never seeing that. Like, I get why those people want to come back. You got 300-400 people in a room, yeah, I'll go. I mean, of course, now you have 300-400 people who want to see you play music or hear you talk or hear you respond to a current event in a comedic way. But I've never seen that. I mean, even now, right now, guys, I'm live 1,950 days in a row. It says 10 people are watching. I got 3 people, 2 people, 3 people, and it's 13 people after 1,950 days in a row. So I'm living the life of insanity. It's either they're really, really bad content or they're very, very afraid of my content. And I think it's the second. I don't think it's bad. I think it's real. And they don't like real. So but they're phasing me out. You know what I mean? And by phasing me out, the streak, again, I'm not stopping the show. Like, the show is it's not going to stop. I'm not going to be a freaking crazy person. Like, I got to get on the air because I have a streak going. The streak doesn't mean anything. If it did, then people would be doing news stories on me. You'd have people that are content creators be like, did you hear about the guy who's been live 1,950 days in a row? You know, but you don't see any of that stuff. So, unless, again, all of a sudden you see content creators are like, hey, I want to have you on the show because I think it's an interesting story that you've been live for 1,950 days in a row. I'd love for my viewers to hear about it. And maybe you could write a song for us at the same time, or we could talk something funny. Like, that would be great. But it's when people don't even know I exist, which is crazy. So anyway, that's the world. 1,950 days in a row of that, and still showing up, trying to be as positive as possible while all that's going on is very interesting. But I do my best, because, you know, everything from the moment I push end here is like real world. I'm running over to my office. I got a ton of phone calls to make. I got to get myself set up at the new office here and let people know I'm here now. I'm walking distance to my office, which is great. I can get there every day. And I also have a space to go live, which is going to be cool for market reports and stuff like that. So anyway, like I said, I really appreciate you guys. I just wanted you to know that. And I will be back for some music later on. That Mando, I think that tailpiece is totally dry now. So I cannot wait to put that together. So I'll have it ready for tonight. We'll at least have a chance to throw it in front of a microphone or see if we can mic it in some way and get this puppy up and running. And until then, please take it easy. I'll try to drop something for you this afternoon. If you could please watch, like, and share. I appreciate it. Let's see who's on with me. Let's see who's on. BDP Racing, Helen Gale Townsend, Trish Killian, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. And I hope that we can do this again later on. Because I plan on rocking out later. Just be nice if we had some people for it, because I think the music deserves to have a crowd. Forget about everything else, but the music. When I'm playing music, I think there deserves to be a crowd for that. Like a very, very, very large crowd. And we'll see. We'll see if that happens.
You got to go away.
Oh, thank you so much, Helen. Yeah, Helen joined me on Patreon. That means so much, guys. You can support me that way. I always forget to say, but if you look at my thumbnails, I put it on the bottom now. Patreon.com/MarkPires is the easiest way to do it. And it's a monthly way to support the show. You could do as little or as much as you want in order to show your support. And anything is appreciated because they've taken that away from me. Like, I literally, now it's like I have zero coming in for all of the stuff I do. And then it's more of a reason to hear not only from my own heart, but from everybody else, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you still doing it then? You know what I mean? If you can't earn money, like, who does things for free, Mark? And I'm like, I know, you're right. I'm doing it for the art, you know, but still, artists need to make a living. So I appreciate the support I get from you guys. Like I said, I'm not expecting anything else and expecting anything. But if you do want to support the show, it's very much appreciated. And I will see you later for part 2. Modoc, my friend. Don't you turn your back to me, chair. That was rude. A chair turning its back on me.